Hello, my name is Alec Luterman, and I'm going to be presenting my project, JerseyDraft, which is designing a digital marketplace. So what is it? I designed an app where users can upload sports jerseys to sell, and other users can find sports jerseys that they want to buy on the app. But what makes it special? If a user uploads a jersey onto the app, that jersey will be seen on every single device on it as it is uploaded to the cloud using Firebase. So why do I do this? I want to learn how to create a digital marketplace, and I did so by learning Swift. Before I move on, though, I want to go over some basic terms that will help to define my project. So Firebase is a platform developed by Google that allows me to use the cloud. So the main thing I'm using for is to store a lot of the jerseys in the cloud. Swift is the programming language that I use to code my app in. It is developed by Apple and is used for iOS, iPadOS, macOS, basically any device that Apple has created. And Xcode is what I used to code in Swift. It's where I code in Swift. So some more technical terms now. A class is a data type that's created by the programmer. So for my app, one of them that I created was the jersey class. So I defined what a jersey was. So some of the attributes are the team, the player name, the jersey number, what decade that player played in. And an object is a specific instance of a class. So so for mine, that would be a specific jersey. So how did I do this? So the main way I learned Swift was I followed the first two modules of UMD's CMSC 436, which helped me learn the basic Swift syntax and UI. Then I developed my Wireframe, which is a mock-up of my app using Adobe XD. And I used Adobe XD because this allowed my app to actually be alive and I can actually go through it. So once I actually started coding, I first coded the connections between my app and Firebase in Swift, and then I coded the UI for the upload screen and the UI for the main screen, which is where you will go and look to find jerseys. So here's my class hierarchy. This is how I basically design my app. This is so a jersey class, which I was talking about a little earlier, that has a team class within it, which then has a league class. So in Firebase, I did this by storing the object's ID in the higher level class. So with the example here, if you're looking for a Lamar Jackson jersey, you will store once you create the Ravens object, you will store that ID in the Ravens object in Firebase, and the NFL ID in the Ravens object. So here is some screenshots of my Wireframe. On the left, you have the main screen, which is where you will scroll through and find the jersey you want to buy, and on the right is where you would go and upload a jersey. Now here's what I actually coded. So same thing. On the left, scroll through, and these are actual jerseys that are on my database. On the right, this is where you upload it. And now I'm going to show you the actual app in use. So right now, I'm creating a new team object. For this example, it's the Carolina Panthers. So I type all that info in, you select the league, and then you add team, and you'll see a message pop up that's successfully added. And now I'm going to go and actually create the jersey. So I find an image, type in all the information, player name, number, decade, and then select the team that you just created. There are already teams in there, but if the team's not there, that's why you create it. And you'll see the URL of where the image is actually stored pop up. Refresh this screen and scroll and find the jersey you just uploaded. It's kind of far down, but here it is. So what am I going to do in the future? The first thing I'm going to do is improve the class hierarchy, which will make filtering through and finding specific jerseys a lot more efficient. Then I'm going to add user authentication, which will allow for specific users. So I would be separated from someone else. We would all have our individual accounts. Then I would be adding payment and jersey filtering, which I was talking about a little earlier, which is how you find which jersey you want to buy. And most of this I am able to do through Firebase and Swift. Thank you.